for coming in.
No problem.
Just before we get started, your first name's Taylor, T-A-Y-L-O-R.
Mm-hmm.
And what's your middle initial?
A.
And it's M-A-R-R-O-T-T?
No, M-A-R-O-T-T-A.
M-A-R-O-T-T.
Yes.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Now, you said there was some Facebook posts?
Posts.
Or no, was this all text messages or Facebook messaging?
All Facebook messaging.
Okay.
The only thing with the posts is they were, I don't know, they were just getting sympathy from people, and it was sickening to watch, because you know what happened.
Now, how do you know Zach and Mark?
Mark was my good friend, actually. He was my really good friend. I don't like him anymore, though. They let her die. Him. Sorry.
Whatever term you're comfortable with. I know. They were using, even his mom was using it back and forth interchangeably, him or her.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And do you know Zach, or only through?
I know Zach through, like, my other friend Nate. They were dating or something. I don't know. They were weird. Names obsessed with him. Weird. Not really my friend. No. But Mark was my good friend.
Now, before you were telling me on the telephone, you know Zach and Mark do drugs. Is that something you remember telling me that? How do you know they do drugs?
I have done drugs with them. I am not exactly innocent either, but I'm actually going to rehab.
Okay, and what were you and they into?
Heroin. But the thing is, I don't think that giving somebody else drugs, that's not a crime, you know? It's not like giving someone else, that's not a crime. I don't expect them to get arrested. I just want them to know what really happened.
You're in rehab.
Going to rehab, yeah. I'm on today. Well, detox, not rehab.
First time, or you've been going for a while?
No, this is going to be my first time going to rehab. Or whatever you want to call it, I don't know. I don't know if my parents will make me go somewhere more serious or just detox or whatever, but I know I'm going somewhere.
Have you been, do you use often?
Today I'm on my 4th day clean, but I was doing it a couple times a day.
And how much were you using a day? How much worth? Dollar-wise, roughly?
$30 worth?
30 a day?
Yeah. There would be ways around it. You know, give someone a ride or do something, you get a free bag, you know. Right. Not really a crazy financial burden, but everything else. You probably wouldn't guess by, you know, like my actual lifestyle that I do drugs. I used to, you know, I got a car, I got an apartment, you know, take care of everything.
You work, or? No,
I don't work right now. Well, I have a job. It's not technically on the books. I clean for my parents and I take care of my grandmother.
Okay.
She needs me right now.
So you got something to keep you occupied.
Yeah,
You're not just hanging out or anything like that. And is Mark and Zach still using, do you know?
I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
When was the last time you did anything with them?
Oh, I haven't done drugs with Mark in a while, because I used to live with him. That was the only reason why, you know, we would, you know, share with each other.
Okay.
But I haven't done drugs with him in a while. I just know that he's still doing it.
Now, did Zach live there too, or is it just Mark that you lived with?
Zach, well, they weren't back together at the time when me and him were good friends.
Okay. So Mark was living by himself and you were living
Well, he was living with his dad, and I was living with them too.
With what?
His dad.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I don't know if it's going to be used against me.
No, it's not going to be used against you.
Okay.
You're trying to help me out with this, and you know, as far as I'm concerned, you're trying to get clean.
Yeah. 4th day.
Well, it's a start. It's a start. Now, did you normally snort, or did you inject?
I was snorting it, and then I and I started to inject, and that's when I said I wanted to get clean.
Yeah, because that gets pretty
Yeah.
messed up when you inject. Now, what about Mark and Zach? Snort?
They smoke that. They don't inject. So are they gonna know that I made this statement, or?
Not unless I arrest somebody and it goes to court.
Okay. Right.
Okay, and like I said, and, you know, to actually get enough evidence to arrest somebody for something.
Yeah. Well, because when Mark actually texted me like a few days ago saying, like, what did you do? They know everything. Why'd you do that? And like things like that. So
he sort of knows it was you, but yeah. But your statement, any of your conversation, I'm not going to tell them with you. They probably already know, suspect it's you, and when I bring them in again to talk to them and give them some of the details that I know, they might suspect it was you, but I'm not going to actually tell them or show them anything.
All right.
Do you know where Mark and Zach get their drugs from?
Yeah.
And that's something do you want to share with me where you got yours from?
I don't even know where. I used middleman. So I don't even have, I never had my own person. It's one of those drugs, like it's the only drug out there actually where it's a complicated thing to actually get a hold of. It's really not easy.
Really?
Yeah, it's actually.
That's not what I hear.
No, it's really hard actually, and when you do find somebody, it's like, well, meet here, or just kidding, go there, and then wait a half hour, and then just kidding, come here, drive around the block. So it's actually really hard. Probably because I'm making so much money, it doesn't even matter, you know.
What are they charging anymore for this stuff?
$10 to $15 a bag.
Bag. And there's what, like one hit in the bag, or?
0.1, yeah. Okay.
Okay. Now, you touched on it a little bit. You don't think it's a crime for somebody to give somebody drug and then they OD or anything like that?
I don't, like, whether or not it's illegal to leave somebody, you know, like while they're overdosing, I don't know the laws with that.
Yeah,
like,
but just giving them, you said you didn't think it was illegal to give somebody drugs, right?
Yeah. It's not? Or is it? Like...
Well, I'm going to stay with that one. Because it all depends. There's different circumstances. So it's not like an
They didn't sell it to them.
Yeah, it's not like an easy yes or no answer. It's more complicated than that. And then there's different versions, you know, on how it transpired. Is it or isn't it? So.
No, is it illegal to let somebody just overdose and leave them for their death?
Morally it is.
Morally, yes. Morally, someone will put you away.
You know, if I think, and again, that's another complicated answer, you know, if they knew they were all messed up and they weren't doing good, just to leave them without, like, taking them to a hospital.
You know, they thought it was funny.
Like
they just thought he was too high. You know, they didn't. If they knew, I feel like if they knew that he was really dying, they would have done something. But they let him sleep it off. But then I heard from somebody else that Mark wanted to go check on him, but was afraid to find that he was dead.
And what day was that?
I don't know.
Don't know.
Like, I don't know. That I didn't get any of those messages. I was just hearsay.
Okay. Well, if you hear anything, I'll leave you my card. Where somebody knows something else, you can get back in touch with me if you like.
Okay.
So what type of messages do you have? Is there more than just what you told me over the phone?
No, there's not more than that.
Okay. Are you able to email those?
Yeah.
I'll write my email address down.
Yeah, I need that. I gotta go to my gallery and then find them. Got all the pictures of my dog.
What kind of dog?
Oh, half husky, half Pomeranian.
Ooh, that's a different breed.
Yeah, he's adorable. That's him right there.
They're big.
Yeah, I know. He's a good boy. Alright, so, yeah, I got him right here.
My email address is kind of long, and I apologize.
Okay, I can take a picture of it, actually. Actually, you know what? That doesn't make sense. I can just...
Type it in.
Yeah, hold on, if you want to read it to me.
Okay, it's B.
Hold on a second. Hold on. I do not send emails, so there's no process. Alright, what is it?
B.
Okay.
Novak.
Okay.
At.
Okay.
FUL.
Okay.
TONCOU.
County, yeah.
NTY. NY. Dot.
COUNY?
No, COUNTY.
Okay.
Then NY.
Okay.
Dot GOV.
Oh, oops. I messed up. Ah, how did that even happen? Okay, what is it? I'm sorry, I just erased it. B. Novak.
Yep, B NOVAK.
Fulton County.
At Fulton County. NY. Dot GOV.
Okay. And then I'll just, from here, I'll go to this. What the hell? Why isn't it letting me put a picture in there? I don't... No. Like, it should be usually, like, right here. There's a picture option. I mean, wait a second. I gotta click the attach file. Okay.
Yeah, it's an Android phone. I gotta have it, so it's a little different.
I don't even know what this one is. Oh, no, that's not it. So I gotta... Okay, I have to, like, go back into my pictures and... Because I can't, like, read them from...
Oh, okay.
So I have to, like, find it and make sure that those are, like, the first ones up there. And then just click on them. So I gotta screenshot this. Okay. Screenshot this. I don't know what's going on with my phone here.
It's easier just to text them?
Yeah, a lot easier, actually.
Okay. I'll give you my personal cell phone number. You just text them that.
Okay.
It's 518.
Well, 1 second. 518.
365.
Okay.
8945.
Okay.
Please don't give that number out.
Got it. Yeah, this is a lot easier. Okay, so. No, this is the one from Zach McCabe. No, this is the original one from Mark. And then this is the one telling me the
Are you including all three together in the one text?
No.
Or you're doing three?
3.
Okay, so what I'll do is I'll print them out. I'll email them to myself and then I'll print them out here.
Okay. Come on, that's not my phone. So you're looking at them now. That's pretty weird, right?
So is that the last of it, the holy shit, or is there more that's just in it?
No, yeah, it's a, hold on, let me see. No, wait.
Because I might have got more.
Yeah, yeah, that was here. I said what was in there, that's all.
So this is where it's starting. Did you?
That's that message I sent you. Alright.
Okay, so that's one of them, right?
This is the one from Jack. This is the one where he said they got her so high.
Okay, sorry, I got so high, and we got
You probably got to click on it if you want to see the whole thing. Yeah. And then you probably got to swipe that. Well, no, maybe not. This one's weird.
Yeah. Got my car back today, thank God. Was that the end of it?
Yeah. Well, there's 3 messages. I don't know which ones you got and which order.
So the first one starts was with her Tuesday night. She didn't seem right. Then, sorry I got so high, and we got Pacifica so high. Is that a second one?
Yeah.
And then
The third one is delete your messages.
I don't know that one.
Let me see. Delete your messages.
Oh, delete your message.
Then you gotta just click on them, and you'll see the whole thing.
Okay. Well, let's see. I wonder if we'll...
When I was talking to him, I was like, Mark, if you have nothing to hide, why did you tell me to delete the messages? And he was trying to say because huh?
Let me see if these all came in right.
Oh.
Email. to sleep, it lost everything, and now I gotta start the thing up again. So, can you just look these over? Are these the same three? Did everything print out? What you sent me, it looks like that's what it was.
Yep.
Okay. So this one was for Mark, delete these messages, right?
Yep.
This one was for Mark too, sorry we got so high.
Mm-hmm. It was the first one, and then, obviously,
Zach, okay, right.
that wasn't even to me, that was for somebody else.
Okay. And who was that sent to?
Kristen, right?
Kristin?
Ian. WRIGHT.
And then the delete these messages from Mark were both sent to you? These two were sent to you? Yeah, what I'm gonna do, these are just for my notes, I'll print them all again blank, so if I, not that I'm gonna show them, so I'm just gonna tell them the information I got.
Okay.
And this was, what day was this first one, from Kristen, that was sent to Kristen? Do you know, do you have it on there, what day
The
you
date?
received it? Yeah.
Yeah, I have the date I received it, I don't know when she did. Actually, her name is Kristin. That was on September 7th at 10:54 p.m.
10:54 p.m.?
Yeah.
So actually, Mark sent you stuff first before Kristen sent you this one then, right?
Yes. And that was when that I got the last piece of information I needed to get that. He was saying they didn't hear from her for a whole day. So that means that, she was laying there dead the whole time, which just means that was what happened to her. Because I said to myself, well, they couldn't have, the drugs they gave her couldn't have killed her, because that means she went a whole day without talking to anybody. Which, that one confirms right there, so.
Yeah, so, because it looks like Mark sent you this on September 5th, which was part of the day when they got back.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know where they went at all? Did they tell you any of that?
They drove by my house on Glebe Street. Apparently they saw me leave or something. I don't know.
But they didn't tell you where they went, or they were just
I
driving
have
around?
I think they were just driving around. They don't really have anywhere to go to do that kind of stuff, so.
They don't go to any bars or anything like that, do you know?
Yeah, they go to, the deck and OCs and stuff. I don't think they went there. I think if they were doing drugs, they would have just been driving around, avoiding people.
So it looks like it's, why was Mark apologizing? Sorry I got so high and we...
Because he didn't answer me.
Okay.
So I was like, he was just like, hey, it's alright, I was doing this.
So you were texting him, messaging him, and he didn't get back to you?
Yeah. And that was him basically saying, sorry. So, I mean, that's it. I didn't know what happened to her, but for me, it all comes down to what what they did was wrong, but they didn't cry. I don't know.
Okay.
It's not up for me to decide.
So why was he talking about Nate in here in this one message?
Oh, remember when I said how I know Zach?
Yeah.
Nate was like obsessed with him or whatever, and Nate doesn't stop talking to him. He won't leave him alone. That's not really relevant. That's just part of the screenshot. The only message that was relevant was the one that he sent me on top there.
Do you know why he was saying where he got his car back from?
Mm-mm. I don't know where his car was. So what are you picking?
No, I'm just looking, so this was at 7:19 when he's saying Pacifica was dead.
Yeah. Zach is the one that found her. Did they ever make a statement?
Zach gave one.
Yeah. Pretty. But
Now, is there any more to this after Justin, or that's where yours cuts off too?
That's where mine cuts off, I believe.
Okay. Okay, what I want to do is, anything else you can think of that I haven't really asked you?
No.
Okay, what I'd like to do is just get a quick statement. A lot of stuff is what we already talked about. How you know Mark, Zach, and Justin.
I don't really know Justin. I talked to him once at a bar. I was drunk. That's it.
Well, that's fine.
I didn't really know him.
Okay. Now, I can find my stuff. How old are you, Taylor?
I'm 22.
And where were you born at?
National Missouri Hospital? Yeah. What time is the, I have to go to the police station for, to ask for more time on a fine. What time is, the court close, or
Which court?
the city court? Right by the police station?
The city of Johnstown?
Yeah.
I don't know what time they close. I know the judges are only there during the morning, probably 4 o'clock, I'm guessing, for
Well,
the
yeah,
clerk.
they did, I think they actually did say 4 o'clock, yeah. Okay.
And again, I apologize, but we gotta start from super simple, because other people are gonna read this and not know about our previous conversations. Can you tell me why you're here today? best to talk
Tell you what?
Tell me why you're here today.
To tell what I know about what happened to Justin DeMaria.
Wish I could tell you. And what can you tell me about Justin's death? And pretty much what we went over with.
I'm pretty certain that they were driving around doing drugs, and he was passed out, drooling in the back seat, so they dropped him off home to sleep, where he died.
Okay. I'm going to have to ask you.
They were driving around doing
I'm
drugs.
pretty sure Zach McCabe, Mark Kilburn, and Justin were driving around. So I'm pretty sure Zach McCabe, Mark Kilburn, and Justin were driving around doing drugs. Is that correct? Then what else?
When he passed out,
When Justin passed out?
drooling in the back seat. That's when they took him home and brought him into bed.
Zach and Mark brought him
Yeah.
home? And why do you think this? And it's pretty much because of the text messages?
I really wouldn't have thought of too much of it if he didn't tell me to delete the messages. I wouldn't have thought that that had anything to do with it.
Okay.
If he just didn't tell me to delete them.
Okay.
I wouldn't have looked into it.
And you received 3 text messages, right? Or Facebook messages?
Messages, yeah.
And the first one you got is which one? From Mark? Was it this one?
Yes.
And is that the correct date, September 5th at 3:50 p.m.?
Mm-hmm. No, it should say AM, right?
Or AM, yeah.
Yeah. And that was, I'm probably assuming after everything, after they dropped him off, they got settled back at home.
Okay, and that's where he was talking about getting Pacifica, then getting Pacifica. And then what's the next message you got? Which is the next message you got?
And this came
After?
after, and then this one was...
That one you researched and got it, right?
I'm actually kind of running out of time here. Do you know how much longer this is?
Not too much. I'm just gonna ask you about these and then just a couple more questions. What I can do is I can ask the court to see what time they're gonna be there. Now, is today your court date or something?
No, I didn't pay my fine that was due on Friday.
Okay.
So I don't know what's going on. Like, I have no idea. And I went in on Friday, but it was too late. Actually, no, I think I was due Thursday. It might have been due Thursday. And then I went in on Friday, and then it was too late to take care of it on Friday, so they told me to wait the weekend. They didn't think I had a warrant or anything.
Okay, all right. And even if you do have a warrant, if you go there, even if we run a little late, if you go there first thing in the morning and pay it, they'll take the warrant off usually.
Okay. Yeah, I just don't want to get pulled over and get arrested.
Okay. Hey, can you give me City of Johnstown Court's phone number, please? Yep. Okay, thank you.
So you can arrange for me to go tomorrow? That'd be cool.
I'll ask. All I can do is ask. Hi, this is Brian Novak over at the Sheriff's Office. How are you? Not too bad. Hey, got a question for you. I have Taylor Marota here. She's helping me out with a statement, and she was trying to get over there before you close. I guess she has a fine she has to pay. She didn't
I was
pay
going to
it.
ask for extra time on it.
She was going to actually ask for extra time on it. I guess she was supposed to pay it Thursday or something like that. Can she, if I don't get done with her today, can she come in and see you tomorrow and request that? Okay. You're not going to do anything with the warrant right away? I don't know. Could you check? You were supposed to pay it on Thursday, right? Yeah, she's just going to check on the warrant. She said she probably wouldn't do anything, but... Okay. Okay, I will tell her, thank you very much. Okay, bye-bye. Golden.
There's no warrant?
No warrant. She said if you can get there tomorrow, let them know, and they'll see what they can do for you with it.
Okay, cool.
Okay, but they're not gonna do, if you wait too long, then they're
Yeah.
gonna do a warrant.
Okay.
Okay? So then after, Mark told you Pacifica was dead, then what did you do? You,
I didn't do anything at that time.
how did you get Kristen Wright's text?
That was a few days after because I was feeling really guilty about knowing what I knew. And I had already called the police department, and I don't know, I called somebody, I think it was the sheriff's department, and I
You
told them,
talked to Gloversville PD first.
yeah, and I told them about the first messages I got, and I told them if I found out anything more that I would call. And then I was telling my friend Zach what I knew.
The Zach? Okay.
No, different
Another
Zach. Zach Koletic is Christian's cousin.
Okay.
So he was one of my good friends, so I decided to tell him what I knew. And then he was deciding to talk to her. And then he told me to go talk to her, and because she knows information. So I said, okay. So I decided to talk to her, and then she sent me all those.
That's Kristen.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a lot to read.
That was Zach Halatic.
Yeah.
You know how to spell his last name?
H-L, hold on.
H-A-L?
No. H-L-A-D-I-K. Zachary, Z-A-C-H.
No, I just put Zach.
Okay.
So we talked to Zach Halatic, and he told you that his cousin Kristen had more information, so you kind of reached out to
Yeah.
Kristen. Okay, and I know who Pacifica is, but I have to ask you who is Pacifica, and that's Justin DeMaria, correct?
Mm-hmm.
How do you know Justin DeMaria? And you said you only met him once.
I met him once in the bar.
But did you know he was friends with Mark or
Yeah.
anybody? So you knew he was friends with Mark and Zach McKibb? And how do you know Mark Kilburn?
I've known him since high school, but
And he was a good friend of yours?
he's not in high school, but after, like, we started being friends, like, this year at some point. Good friends.
We've been good friends, and I used to live with him and
Yeah.
his father. How long did you live with them for? Mark and his father?
A couple months. Like a month and a half. Hello? Oh. No.
still on the phone?
No.
And how do you know Zach McCabe?
Because my friend Nate and him, just from Nate, I don't really know what they were, but I always heard about Zach through Nate.
And did you know him through Mark also?
Yeah. Actually, no, I technically know him because I used to work at Lexington, and he works at Lexington.
He worked at Lexington.
We both worked at Lexington. That's how I first knew him.
And then you knew him from working with him at Lexington, and then through Mark and your friend Nate.
Yeah.
And what's Nate's last name?
Cowles. Cowles.
Do you think Nate knows anything about this?
No.
Have you ever known Justin to do drugs?
I knew he was an alcoholic, and he did cocaine sometimes.
And how do you know this? That he was an alcoholic and did cocaine sometimes?
Just heard it, I guess. I don't really know where.
And do you know if Zach and Mark do drugs? And you told me, yes, that they did heroin. Did they do anything else, or just that?
I think it's just that.
And you already told me, but how do you know this? You used to do heroin with them. How long have you been doing heroin?
Just this year, like a few months ago.
And did it start when you were with those guys, or did you do it before that?
It started when I was living with Mark.
Okay.
But Mark didn't get me into it. It was my choice.
Well, yeah. But he probably had the availability you wanted to try. No?
No. It was my idea first.
Right.
Like, it was, like, I brought it.
Right, but you knew they were doing it, so you went out and got some.
No, he wasn't even doing it.
Oh, he wasn't doing it at that time either?
No.
So he pretty much started right around the same time you did?
Like it was my decision to try it, and then he used to do it a long time ago, but he was clean for over a year and a half. So when I brought it in, he wanted to do it again. So so it was my fault that he started doing it again. No, I can't be in trouble for that, right? Like, I'm not gonna.
I'm not gonna do anything with you. And how long ago do you say this was? That you did this with Mark?
Huh?
How long ago was it you did this with Mark? When
Did
you
what?
did the heroin for the first time? That you did it? How long ago was it when you were living with Mark?
I couldn't, maybe March?
Sometime around March?
Yeah, I mean, I really don't know. Maybe not even, maybe not even close, but my timeline is really bad.
Sometime earlier this year?
Yeah, sometime earlier this year. But I can't.
And this was the first time you did it?
Yeah.
And you're clean now and going to,
Detox or whatever.
and have you done heroin with Zach also?
No.
Just Mark? And do you know where Mark gets his heroin from?
No.
And can you tell me where you get your heroin from? And what did you tell me before?
I don't have my own person. I never had my own person.
So different people all the time and just wherever they have difficult. Would you say you have to wait in parking lots and sometimes they show and don't show? Is that what you told me?
Yeah. I'm not looking to snitch on anybody.
I know.
But
I know how it is and okay, do you know anything more about Justin's death than what we've talked about?
no. Share everything.
Was there anything else you want to tell me about anything?
No.
Everything you told me here today, the truth?
What?
Everything you told me here
Yeah.
today, the truth? Oh, I know what I gotta ask you. Did you text me the messages that we had spoke about earlier?
Huh? So,
Did you text me the messages that we spoke about earlier?
yes.
And then, did I show them to you, and are they complete?
Yes.
I have to ask everybody this. Can you read and write?
What?
Can you read and write? I have to ask because some people say no, even in this day and age. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to print this out, and I want you to read it and make sure I didn't make any mistakes or put words in your mouth.
I mean, you spelled his name wrong, but I don't think
Who?
that matters. Justin
How was I supposed to spell it?
Day Maria instead of D Maria. Day, like D-E.
It's supposed to be D-A-Y?
It's supposed to be D-E and then capital
Oh, capital M?
and
Oh,
then E-A-R-I-A. And then with Zach McCabe, his name is spelled wrong. You said Z-A-C, not the K. But I mean, everything else, yeah.
Where did I put Z-A-C?
You put Z-A-K. It's supposed to be Z-A-C.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's just the names that's spelled wrong. Yep.
Yeah, it's D-E-M-A-R-I-A, correct?
Yeah.
And did I have it spelled wrong? Or other than the capital M, did I spell it wrong?
Well, it's a D-E-M, capital M-A-R-I-A.
And I just had D-E-M all in one, small, right?
We had D-I-N.
Oh, okay. Let me see. Okay. If you would, just, I'll cross out the I.
Yeah.
Add the E underneath it, and then initial your name. Yeah, just put your initials, and I'll put my initials. So, and again here.
Yeah.
I knew that. And Zach, I'll leave, because that can go Z-A-C, Z-A-K. Okay. So what I need you to do, everything is good,
Yeah.
other than that? Just put your initials up here in the margin. And that's just to say, and then down here after the last word, that I didn't type this out again and redo it. So if you put your initials right there, that shows that you did, oh, do the same thing up here. And after yeah. And then, just sign your name right there. Okay,
Alright, all set?
we're all set. I'll lock you out. Just right out that door, take a right.